Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs.
And we have Gaurav Khazanchi as well, of course. Welcome back, everybody.
Thank you once again for tuning into the So Far So Good podcast. We've got a lot of So Far So Goodness for you all today.
That's right. Just to recap, which we've mentioned every now and then, that's what we're all about here at the So Far So Good podcast. Just how everything in life is just so far so good.
That's right. And that's essentially the reason for the name of the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, it really speaks for itself. We don't always need an explanation, but, just in case.
But the issue is when you hear a word or a phrase so many times, you forget what it actually means because you're just hearing it.
100%.
It's just that phrase. But when you actually think about it, life is so far so good. You got to keep your head up.
Yeah, it goes to say it's like when you say one word so many times that it lost all meaning.
Exactly.
Like in your head repetitively. And now, especially with the phrase so far so good, when I hear it anywhere or read it anywhere, I don't see it the same. I always
I freak out every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Every time I hear someone say it or, you get a message with it in the sentence, man.
Yeah, exactly. It automatically now, when I hear it, I automatically say, hey, even if they're not a listener. Hey.
I know, right? All right,
yeah,
well, I will kick it off with our introductory question. I'll start with mine to you today.
Go for it.
Now, think about when you're in the shower, right?
Yep.
So when you have a shower, do you wash your hair first or do you wash your body first?
Ooh. You know what? I think I wash my hair first.
How do you not know? You have a shower every day. How do you not know? Don't you have a routine?
Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't actually. My routine changes. Like I do most or all of those things in the shower, but it changes. So brushing your teeth, washing your hair, and washing your body. I think what I do is I put the product in my hair, scrub it around, and then scrub the body wash around my body, and then I simultaneously wash everything off.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
What are you?
Well, the thing is that when I was growing up, until I was about, I think, 17 years old, let's say. I think it was about that. So up until I was 17 years old, I would wash my body first and then wash my hair. And then something clicked when I was 17 years old. Something just clicked. And then I went, why am I doing my body first? Because I wash everything off my body. Then when I wash my hair, all the shampoo then goes on your body and you have to rinse your body again. So then I switched it up and then I went hair first and then body second.
And was there any noticeable difference when you changed it up?
Oh, it would save a good 20 to 30 seconds in the shower. Man, every bit of water you can save is worth it.
100%. Every bit of water and every bit of time. Exactly right.
And that's what also I hate when people take 20-minute showers. Now, this is probably an unpopular opinion because I bet 90% of our listeners do that. Because as far as I'm aware, majority of people shower for at least 10 minutes. Guys, it's such a waste of water. Come on.
Tell you what, I ever since, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, when the government started sending out these free little shower timers, it's like an hourglass that suction cups to the wall. And it was 4 or 5 minute timer. I just liked having that there as a guide. So when that timer would run out, I do it. But now I feel like I just know when because I only take about 4 or 5 minute showers. It's just my way of life.
That's not too bad. I reckon mine are about 3 minutes. I power it out for 2 reasons. First reason is obviously to save water. And the second reason is, how long does it take to have a shower? Just, it really doesn't take long.
The actual technicalities of taking a shower doesn't take long, but it's just nice to be in there, and that's why people are in there for so long.
So a lot of people just stand there under the water, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a great place to have your thoughts.
See, I get bored. So I need to keep moving, man. I need to get to the next task.
Don't worry, man. Isn't your phone waterproof? You can watch a whole basketball game or something.
Well, no, not really. The phone's waterproof, yes. But then when water goes on it, it starts thinking that you're pressing buttons. So, it'll click out of the video and stuff like that. I don't know if other people's phones do that, but Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
My
yeah,
phone's
yeah,
a bit
I know what
old,
you mean.
but yeah.
Yeah. On that
Um,
note as well, unless there's like a full drought year, is there a such thing as wasting water?
well, I don't actually know how the world's water works, but
Well, no,
as
as in
far
like you know how the water cycle works here. Like the ocean gets evaporated, it comes down as rain. So isn't the main concept of wasting water around when there's areas that don't have much rain or are in drought? Because Australia was in drought for a long time back in the day.
yeah.
So I remember back then there was crazy water restrictions. Couldn't wash your car and whatnot. But yeah. So there'll always be water.
Well, I don't know. I don't really understand how that works. I mean, not every bit of water that you use in the shower is going to get evaporated back into the sky.
But it's going to go back into the ocean.
Not every little bit, though.
Every little bit. Okay, maybe not every little bit, because some of it stays on you. You dry it with a towel. But then at the end of the day, 99% of the water is going back into the ocean.
I don't know if that's true.
Well,
I think we need to get a specialist on to discuss that with us.
Yeah, we'll get a water expert on one of these episodes soon enough.
If there's a water expert out there, let us
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Whatever your title is.
Otherwise, one of us can do the research and we can discuss it.
Yeah, you can be a marine biologist or you can be a plumber. It's on the same spectrum.
Or you could work at a sewage plant or something.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Everyone's welcome here
I'm
at the
sure-
So Far So Good headquarters.
I'm sure there's neither of those three people listening right now.
Oh, absolutely.
But the other thing, just on the showering as well. So yeah, when I was 17, I changed to washing my hair first, then my body second. But now I don't necessarily need to wash my hair because I don't put any product in my hair anymore. So my showers are cut down even more. I reckon I could shower within 2 minutes, depending how long it takes to get that water temperature right at the start. Because I think that's a big determining factor.
Yeah. That's a fair call. Well,
Yeah.
I'm also experienced in the colder shower side, so I can jump into the water even before it hits that perfect temp
Really?
confidently.
Really? So you
Yeah.
don't mind cold water?
Well, not like freezing cold. But when it's slowly heating up,
Yeah.
then yeah. I mean, I've had to take freezing cold showers before, but it's fine.
Yeah. No, good stuff. All right, what is your question?
All right. So, Chris, let's say you're eating a meal or some sort of food with your hands. And let's say chicken wings. Are you eating chicken wings? It's a bit messy, yeah?
Yep.
Are you one to lick your fingers afterwards and during the process? Or are you one to just clean your fingertips with a napkin?
Okay, so I wouldn't clean my fingers until I'm done because what's the point? Then you're just going to have to clean them multiple times.
Yeah.
So I'll keep eating. Okay, and then once I'm completely finished with the wings, I'll then completely lick my fingers or suck my fingers or whatever to get everything off. Well, as much as possible. It's still going to be slightly sticky.
Yeah.
But I would then use a serviette after.
Yep.
I know you said napkin. I know you think you're American and all that because you grew up in America for 4 years. But yeah, the reason for that is you can't just go straight away serviette. You won't get everything off. You need the moisture.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, COVID-19, guys, we don't condone sucking or licking your fingers, but let's pretend that's not around. Yeah, that's the way I would do it because you do need the wetness to get rid of most of the stickiness, and then the serviette can sort of dry it up and kind of finish the job.
100%. Look, I'm in the exact same boat for pretty much the exact same reasons, except I'd also like to add, you also don't want that delicious food to go to waste or flavouring.
That is right. That is right.
So it works
but I would also prefer to just go to the nearest bathroom and wash my hands.
Yeah, 100%. That's why KFC are genius with those wet wipes.
Well, you know what? With KFC, this is going to sound weird, and I don't know if you've noticed me do it, but I like to eat my chicken with my hands. Then I'll go to the bathroom, clean my hands with soap, come back, and then eat my chips. And then at the end of eating the chips, your hands aren't sticky, so then you can just use a serviette and you're good to go. But after the chicken, the serviette's not good enough. And the wet wipes, they're great, but they're too small.
Yeah, too small, especially with the chicken. For like chips or a wrap or a burger or something, I think they're perfect. But if you're eating the actual piece of chicken, I agree.
Yeah. So
but that's why you always ask for more.
I usually duck out to the bathroom and wash my hands with soap. I don't know if you've ever noticed that.
Now that I think about it, I can definitely replay many times when that's happened.
This guy thinks he has super memory. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get into it.
So far, so good.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. After our longest intro ever, I hope you're still with us.
Yeah, it's good. Be the longest. It's got to be the longest so far.
It's good having you tuning in on this beautiful day, wherever you are in the world right now. Now, we do want to follow up straight away. We're getting straight into this. We're not mucking around. This is not like the intro.
It's a new episode, essentially.
Now, we need to follow up on my faded haircut as of last week. Now, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call it a haircut because we didn't necessarily cut my hair. But
No. Just to clarify, I did just only give him a fade.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So it was just a fade. So we took it to Instagram. We showed some photos. Now, I do want to just talk about one photo. Gaurav, if you want to bring it up on your phone now, and everyone listening at home, if you could do the same.
You know what? I don't even think I need to bring it up because I feel like we're about to say the same thing.
Is it regarding the bottom right photo?
No. It's
Okay.
regarding the top right photo. So do you want to go first?
Top right? Oh, it looks like I have a bald patch. Is that what you're talking about?
Nah, okay. I'll quickly say my thing. Now, I did look at a few of the ratings, the comments, and thank you, appreciate everyone's honesty. Couple of things I want to say, but I'll say this photo thing first. The top right photo, you've got it in front of you, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the close-up of the back of your head, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Now, I just want to clarify to everyone listening, or even looking at the photo again, that was actually an in-progress photo, so I don't think it was that clear. It sort of looked like that was one of the final images, but that was in progress. That's why it looks like there's a harsh line in the middle of his head, because it was in progress. Just clarifying that to everyone. You can say your thing.
Yeah, no, I thought that would have been understood, that the top two are progress and the bottom two are finished.
Yeah.
I would have thought that, but what I want to say is that the finished photos are... Actually, I don't think they do it justice. They weren't great photos. Firstly, the bottom right photo, I don't know what is happening with the lighting here, but it looks like you've just mashed up my hair completely and there's like 2 bald patches.
Yeah. So
but that is not what my hair looks like.
Yeah. So what that actually was, I remember it now. I'm looking at the photo as well. It's, when you have bed hair and then you wake up and it's all in different angles?
Yes, which is basically I came straight to your house after I woke up, so it kind of was bed hair.
So that's what it was. It's just that side of his hair is just popping up, and now it looks like I've accidentally shaved his head off, which I didn't. So the couple of things here are the top right photo, both top photos actually are in progress. Both bottom photos are after. I didn't accidentally shave the side of his head, and I'm not. It's my first time. I'm just clarifying again. It's my first time ever. I'm no pro barber. So, yeah. But, I didn't want anyone to sugarcoat their rating, so I'm glad it was pretty good.
Yeah, which, honestly, I think it was a good job. For a first-time fade, it's pretty damn good, I got to say.
Thank you.
But
if the client's happy, then that's all that matters.
Well, at the end of the day, that's right. But you do need... But when you're a barber, you need that... You need those referrals,
Exactly.
So you got to make sure. You got to make sure that the public also like it.
100%. You're exactly right.
And I have to appreciate all the comments that were put in there. There's some, let's say, some nice comments in there. They're all right. But what I've done is some very basic mathematics. Now, if any of you listening went to school, you would kind of...
This is Chris humble bragging his mathematical skill. I don't know, continue.
Alright. Alright, you good?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so if any of you, as I said, if any of you...
She's attempting to say it again.
I was on a roll, you know. The sentence works with me saying that. So
Okay, you can say it again. I'll hold my laugh.
All right. So all of you listening, if you went to school, you. All right. So. All right. So for all of you listening, if you went to school, you would know how to find the average of a bunch of numbers.
Yep.
So I've done some quick maths, as they say.
Yep.
So I've added all the numbers together, divided it by how many numbers there were, to give us the average rating on this haircut.
Absolutely good.
I'm going to hit you with the average rating. Without looking at the comments, which I hope you haven't.
No, I only saw a few pop up because of the notifications, but I kept away from it because I let you handle that because I didn't want to be any influence. I could have easily gone from my account and been like, "Oh yes, very nice cut." 11.
All right, so what do you think the So Far So Good listeners have rated the haircut?
Okay, on average, I'm gonna say I probably got between a 3.5 to 4 out of 10.
What? Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
I know, but dude,
cut my hair off.
People on the internet are harsh, honest and harsh. So
yeah, they are, and we'll get to that because there was a few interesting comments there. But look, I think you got a fair rating of 6.65.
Oh wow! You know what? That's not too bad for a first fade.
It's not too bad.
Like all in all, that's in simple terms, that's above average. Just thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, have no faith in all of you listeners. I appreciate it. 6.6, I'll take that as a win.
Yeah, not too bad. I do want to read a couple of top comments which are a bit interesting.
Okay.
We had one person say, "I think I can do better." So
oh
that's
wow.
Yeah, so that could be almost a challenge.
Well, is that person a barber?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, well,
definitely not.
Tell them to prove
it. We had another person who got pretty much the average rating almost, saying it's a nice fade with a few flaws, but solid effort.
Thank you.
Had another person with also pretty much the average rating, but saying, I thought Gaurav was better than this.
Wow.
So that's interesting.
Hold on, I'm a bit confused by that comment. I'm not a barber, so it doesn't really make sense.
But at the same time, that's kind of a backhanded compliment, because even though you did decent, they're saying they thought you would do better. So they think that means this person thinks highly of you.
No, yeah, so, okay, you know what, you're right. You really spun that around. Thank you, listener. I appreciate that.
Yeah, not
and
bad.
Look, as Chris said a few minutes ago, I blame myself as well because I did take the after photos, so I didn't get you guys a good look at the after. But you did get a good look at before and during, so...
Yeah, I think we've absolutely destroyed it with the photos. We really should have styled the hair or something.
Yeah.
We'll go to one of the more lower grade ratings.
Okay.
This one says, really not sure about this one. Bit pineapple-like.
Ooh, see, I think the person didn't quite read the caption. Because when you call someone pineapple hair, you're referring to the top of their hair, how it's all messy and spiky. Which your hair, is messy and a bit spiky. But, like we established, I only gave you the fade. So, yes. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Like, there's nothing wrong with pineapples. It goes great on pizza.
That's right. Pineapple is a great fruit. So
great fruit.
Could technically be a compliment.
Yeah, exactly right.
Another one says, completely objectively, looking at the fade on its own.
Yep.
Not too bad. With pretty much the average rating as well.
Well
now,
done.
we've got one with a really high rating.
Surely not.
But this one captioned it saying, if you had a better model. So that's me signing off the podcast.
Now,
See you
look,
later.
even that could also be a backhanded compliment, and I'll tell you how. They've used the word specifically.
How on earth are you going to turn this around?
They
Surely
specifically
not.
used the word model. They could have just said you could have had a better subject. Now, they're already putting you in the category of models. Now, if I was a model and I was in like the bottom 20, it doesn't matter. I've still made it as a model. And that's exactly what you've done in this situation.
I like how you've done that. Yeah, I don't mind that. Because that's like putting me in the category of models, but saying, look, you're not the best model,
Yeah,
but you're still a model.
exactly. Imagine
I don't mind that.
yeah, see, bro, I told you, man. We just have so many kind-hearted, soft souls.
Yeah. Nah, it's good. Appreciate that. So,
Got your back. So far, so good.
so far, so good. The only way to live your life.
Well, all in all, thanks all the soft souls. Thanks, Chris, for being my model. And I hope I can practice on your head for many more times to come.
Man, anytime. You're saving me $30 every time you do.
I appreciate it. And hopefully my mean or average rating goes up. Now, moving on. Unrelated to anything at the moment. This is just something I thought I could bring up right now. Because I've been doing a lot of online shopping, you know. Just not too much. Just buying clothes here and there. Or just little things that I need. Wires and stuff. Just things like that. And I remembered this time, a little while ago, 1 or 2 years ago, when I was looking for these certain speakers, like floor-standing speakers. And I was just checking on Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, eBay, just all these secondhand places, because they're just hard to find. I was at someone's house once, and then scrolling through the marketplace, and the exact model popped up, the exact thing I needed.
Right.
And I messaged the guy. This is like 8:30 p.m. So I messaged the person. I said, are these still available? And he was giving it for a bargain of a price, a couple $100. He said, yeah, they're still available. I'm like, can I come pick them up? He's like, yeah, of course. When can you come? And I thought, ooh, by the time I leave here, it'll be like 9 p.m, so it's a bit late. So I said, can I be there at 9 p.m? And he was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't live too far from your area, because it just tells you the area.
Yeah.
And he just sent me the address, and I said, sweet, I'll probably be there around 9:30, 10 then, because it's about 25, 30-minute drive. He's like, yeah, easy, done.
Not bad.
So, obviously, it's pitch black. I get the maps up. I'm like, yeah, it's all good. I go to the ATM. I cash out my mullah. I get in my car, and it's all good. I'm all sweet. And then I'm just driving. I'm all chill. And then along the road, I realize I'm heading up further into the mountainy area. So, there's, like, less and less traffic lights. Road lights, street lights. So, it's getting darker and darker. I'm getting into the woodsy areas. So, it's getting quieter. And it's just getting all around pretty scary.
Did you have your GPS on?
I had my GPS on my phone. As in, like, just the area itself was scary. You know, it's like a cold winter's night.
How many minutes was the drive? Because it seems quite...
It was about 25, 30 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
When you said he lives not too far, I was thinking like 5 minutes.
Oh, no. See, I thought he thought that as well. But when I actually Google Mapped his place, from my house to his house, it was about 25, 30.
That's a fair distance.
Yeah, but look, it's a bargain, so you got to go for it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So on the way, I start having these just thoughts, you know, like, what if this guy's a murderer? You know, I'm going up there all alone. I've just got this cash on me. What should I do? Like, don't want this to turn around and, you know, spit me in the face.
I can understand that. I can understand it.
Yeah, like, it was just the time and the area I was in. So I came up with a plan. I thought, I know what to do. So when I got close to his house, I just stopped at the start of the street. And then, and the houses were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I could tell this was quite a wealthy area, so it made me feel a bit safer. But I stopped at the side of the street, and I took all the cash out of my wallet, so a couple $100 in 50s, and I put a $50 note in different places in the car. So I put a $50 note under the floor mat, I put one in the glove box, I put one in the boot, and then I put one in my wallet, and then I hid my wallet in another compartment in the car. So I'm like, sweet. Worst case scenario, if this guy tries to rob me, I'll just say, look, I've got no money. I didn't even bring my wallet. Best case scenario, it all goes well and it's all good. So I get to the house. It's the biggest house on the street at the top of the hill. So I go in, I park my car, and I'm pretty safe, but it's pitch black. As soon as I get in there, the whole driveway illuminates. And I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Whoa.
I go in, the guy's an absolute legend. I had a quick chat to him. You know, he was moving houses and stuff, moving into a smaller area.
Yep.
He did some software engineering job, so, you know, whatever. So the house was pretty much empty, but he had set up the whole system for me to have a look at when I walk in. And I was like, dude.
Oh, really?
Thank you so much. So I was like, yeah, bro, it's a deal. I'll go get the cash. So I had to go back to the car and get all the $450 notes spread out around the car and paid them up. I mean, so I just took those precautions, and I just thought I would just like to share that story of how I took those precautions. And if you would have any other better ideas.
That is next level. That really is next level.
I'm telling you, it was just scary driving in such darkness all alone, and I'm just thinking, how do I protect myself? I didn't even bring, a golf club.
Yeah, that's actually not too bad at all. You know what? This story has actually reminded me of literally 3 stories, which I I have literally 3 related stories to this.
Hit us up with one.
But the first thing I want to say is that guy must be loaded.
Oh yeah, he was definitely like. That's why I said what do you do for work? Just out of curiosity, I'm just always curious what people do for work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, as in yeah.
And
He was a software engineer or something.
Right.
Yeah, and then he said him and his business partner developed some software, some program. So he said that went very well. I'm like, oh cool.
Okay, right, all right.
Yeah.
Look, all in all, that is next level. One last question on that story.
Yeah.
When you went back to the car to go and grab all these notes, how long did it take you to go and grab each note in your wallet?
That was my worry, because I'm like, this guy's going to think I'm bailing on him because
yeah, exactly.
It'll take me like 10 minutes to get all the money back. But it didn't take me too long. I'm quite efficient when I have to be, so I was back in a couple minutes.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I had, well, it's not really similar, but I did something with cash. I was going to buy something that was worth $500.
Whoa, humble brag again.
No, it's just that I'd need to say the numbers for it to make sense.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say what I was buying because don't need to disclose that information.
No, of course. But, keep the suspense rolling.
That's right. So it was so it was $500, and I had it all in $50 notes. Reason for that is, I mean, these days I'd prefer to just bank transfer someone, and you could literally pay ID, and they'll have their phone and they'll get it on the spot
Instantly. Exactly.
But he didn't want to do it, and he only wanted to use cash.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, fair enough, whatever. So I had obviously 10 $50 notes.
Yep.
That equals 500, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. I was actually about to say it before. I was like, when you said 50, I was thinking, so you had 10, but I didn't say it.
You didn't want to get it wrong? Yeah. I said it so confidently, and then I was like, that's right, yeah?
No, I was like, yeah, it's definitely right.
Now, I had 2 other guys with me, so I didn't need to hide the money or anything like that. But one of the guys said, I reckon when we get there, look at the item and pick something out that's like the slightest issue, and I reckon you'll get him down to $450.
Yeah.
And then he was like, what you do is, because my wallet, it's got like an open part and then it's got a zipper part. So he's like, put one of the 50s in the zipper part, so then when you pull out the money, if he doesn't agree, just say, look, all I've got is $450.
So there's a plan and a backup plan. So you had already agreed to 500, but this was the plan?
Well, it was on sale for 500.
Okay.
And I said, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I've already put the price down. And I was like, look, I'll come look at it and then I'll see.
Yeah.
So I went with the 2 guys and then we negotiated, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, look, $450. I've only got $450. I pulled it out. And he was like, all right, fine. So it worked. It literally worked.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think because you're actually fairly reasonable, instead of saying, look, I only brought $100 with me, so... Because that would have been a slap in the face.
Yeah, exactly. And when I negotiate with stuff like this, like, I don't want to bring it down to like $300. Like, I'll pay decently what it's worth. Like,
yeah. Like, you're
if
ready
you
to
be
spend
fair,
the money.
I'll be fair. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's like when you go overseas and you go to some cheapo market, and you know something's worth $5, but they try and sell it to you for $50. You're like, look, I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah.
But if someone straight up says $10, I'll be like, you know what? Fine, $10. It's probably worth $10.
Exactly. I'll give you the money. Like,
exactly.
I'll
pay for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Just don't rip me off.
100%. 100%. I totally agree.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that was one of the stories. Second story you reminded me of.
Yeah.
This one's also related to Facebook Marketplace. So,
okay.
I had like a whole bunch of albums that I bought for my old car.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I was buying albums for some reason.
Oh.
I don't even know why.
I just have something to add as soon as you said that. So, Chris got like a decent sound system installed in his car, and then obviously when you get good sound, you want good music quality, so you buy CDs.
That's why. Yeah.
So
continue.
The thing is, Chris, he would get into an artist, but really get into them, and then buy their albums, which is fine. But every time, I'm gonna average it out to like every 3 months, I'd get into his car and he'd be like, oh man, I've been fully listening to, for example, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's so talented. I watched his interviews, blah, blah, blah. And then he would always end with, you know what, honestly, I reckon he's the most talented person in the world. He'd say that about every
not true.
single artist he would get into. So 3 months later, he'd say the exact same thing about someone completely different. I've always been wanting to tell this story, but the time had never come, and I knew now was the time.
Yeah, I mean, look, Lil Wayne actually has some good songs. He's underrated.
No, he does.
He is actually underrated.
He is talented. He's a very talented guy. He's got some good agendas, I guess.
And when I was really into Lil Wayne and I watched some documentaries, he never writes down lyrics. He just raps it. So
I remember you telling me that.
He'll think of a sentence and he'll just rap it into the microphone. And then he'll play it back and then he'll add another sentence and then play it back. And that's how he remembers his lines. He doesn't actually write anything down. Probably because he's drunk.
Do you reckon he wouldn't be a freestyler then?
I would highly doubt he could freestyle, man.
Yeah, fair. I mean, you'd know.
At
one point, he was the most talented guy in the world.
Dude, the whole freestyle thing, I don't know. I reckon it's a bit of BS, man. Because they go on, the rappers and stuff, they go on radio shows and they're like, do a freestyle, but half the time they've already got it planned out what they're going to say.
Yeah. Fair.
I honestly think the only way you can tell if it's a real freestyle is if... okay, so for example, I went to the tennis in January.
Yeah.
I think we spoke about this on the podcast. First time I've ever gone to the tennis.
Yeah, we did.
Always wanted to go. Finally went. Anyway, there was a guy that was rapping, freestyling, but he was actually freestyling because he was like talking about different people that were standing around listening, talking about what they were wearing, what they were holding, all that stuff. So that you can tell is a freestyle. But then again, he may have potentially said the same things before. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Look, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah. I mean, if they're confident to freestyle, it's probably freestyle.
Yeah, but those types of freestyle, I would say, is legit. But when, if a rapper goes on a radio station, they say, "Oh, Chuck is a freestyle." I reckon it's always fake.
Yeah. Fair.
I reckon they've always got it planned. But anyway, totally beside the point. So I had all these albums, and as we know, I've been into Spotify for a while. Pretty much everyone in the world has.
Yeah.
So I no longer really need these albums. So I thought, rather than just throwing them out, I know no one that I know really wants them. So I chucked them on eBay and I said, look, $5 each, whoever wants them, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I literally got one person ask for one of the albums.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was. But she was like, yeah, I can come over at this time. I'm like, yeah, no worries, sweet. Anyway, she comes over, doesn't knock on the door either. Just messages me saying, "Hey, I'm out the front."
Yep. Classic.
I'm like, righto. So I come to the front door, and then she gets out of her car and walks over to me. And I'm like, and she doesn't say anything. She kind of just walks up to me. I think she was really shy or something. And I was like, yeah, so, yeah, I mean, you can have it for $5. That's all good. And she goes, oh, yeah, yeah. And goes into her pocket and pulls it all out in 10-cent coins.
No way.
I could not possibly make this up. Like
10-cent coins worth of $5.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what happened? She's been collecting those coins since she was like 3 years old, and now she finally found something to spend that money on, thanks to you.
Yeah.
Not just a low-class model, but also a savior.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do? I just took it and I've got a little money jar thing in my room.
Yeah.
So I just chucked it in there.
Did you say anything?
Why
or
did
you
I
just take it?
Look, she was so shy and quiet. She did, like, that's literally all she said. And then she was like, and then she was just like, thank you, and straight away walked off. And I didn't even have time. I was just like, what just happened?
Dude, you should have sat her down and then counted it in front of her.
Imagine that. Imagine it was 10 cents short, and I'll be like, nah.
I reckon, dude, maybe that's why she was so shy, because she was 10 or 20 cents short, and she knew it. She knew it.
Maybe.
She went to the bank, changed it all to 10-cent coins, came and stitched you up, bro. Too good. What a story.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, and the last story we have for today is one that you just reminded me of as well. Now, this comes from back in the day. I used to work, when we both used to work at the supermarkets.
Ah, yes, correct.
Yeah. Now, every now and then, someone would drop their ID or drop their bank card, and we would just put it in one of the drawers under the register and just leave it if they happen to rock up and see it, right? Now, there was this one day where it was just a quiet day, I'd done all my work, because I'm such a hard worker. Everything was already done.
Yeah.
So I was just looking for something to do, I guess. So I thought, let's go through this drawer and clean it out a bit. There was a couple of cards, like bank cards, and the expiry had already passed. So I was like, oh, chuck these out. Don't really need them. And then I come across an actual wallet, an actual wallet,
a full wallet.
Yeah. And first thought that pops into my head is, if someone lost their entire wallet, how have we not tried to chase this person up?
Yeah.
Like, no one's done anything to try and chase this person up.
It's just been sitting there.
And because I was bored, I thought, let's go through in the wallet and see, let's go through what's in the wallet and see if I can maybe track this person down and maybe give them their wallet back.
Yeah.
So I found their ID. And then I searched them up on Facebook, and I found the person. Yeah, because it had their profile pic was the same as their driver's license.
Really?
Profile
picture.
No. Obviously, not the exact same photo.
No, I know what you mean.
You could tell by the photo it was the same person.
Yeah.
So I messaged the guy, and I explained the situation. I said, you know what, when I finish work, I'll drop it off to your house.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. And, yeah, sweet. So I got his address and all that, and it was literally on the way home, because obviously he lived nearby the shop.
Yep.
So anyway, I drive to the guy's house. It's a pretty big house as well, 2-story. Pretty not bad, good size. So I knock on the door. And the wife opens the door. And I said, hey, I'm looking for X name.
Yeah. X name.
I was going to say I don't want to disclose the person, but to be honest, I do not remember his name.
I can tell, man.
Anyway, so she's like, yeah, come inside. And I was like, okay.
Sure.
I mean, why not? It was still daylight, so, they're not going to kill me.
Yeah.
So I walk in, and he's in the kitchen. And I give him the wallet, and he's like, oh, thanks so much, man. And then he looks through it. He doesn't say anything else. He looks through it, and he's like, oh, it was about $150 in there. Where's that?
Whoa.
And I was like, you've got to be kidding me, right?
No way.
I was like, why? Oh, God. He's going to suspect I took it. And I just had to explain to him, like, look, you know, I work at the shop down the road. You left it on the ground. I'm not sure when you left it, but I just found it in the drawer. You'd never come back for it. Look, I don't know if there was money or not. I just thought, you know, it'd be nice to bring it back. And he was like, oh, yeah, nah, fair enough. Well, yeah, thanks anyway, man. Appreciate it. And then I was like, yeah, no worries. And I kind of left. And, like, he just, you could tell after that, and he didn't see the money in there, his whole demeanor changed, and he just wasn't appreciative anymore.
Oh.
And it made me think, why did I bother?
Yeah. No gratitude, eh?
Exactly.
Damn.
So moral of the story, if someone's willing to go to that much effort to go and do that, they obviously did not steal your money. Because if you had stole their money, you would not go then give the wallet back to them.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Think about it. You wouldn't.
You'd
leave the wallet on the ground. Exactly.
I want to quickly add, when we were working back then, you did briefly tell me a short version of the story, and you actually inspired me, and I ended up doing the same thing one day.
Really?
Yeah, found a wallet in the drawer. It was full of, like, coins. Can't remember if it had money in it. And then the person's house was literally on my way home, so I just stopped by and I said, hey, this wallet turned up where I worked, so I'm just giving it back. And apparently it had been lost for months, and they were like, I forgot I even lost this. I'm like, well, there you go.
It's all not bad at all.
Yeah. So that was your inspiration, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries at all. And as usual, so far so good, guys. So far so goodness.
Exactly right. So if you guys ever find a wallet, don't take the $150. Just...
Well, if you do, ditch the wallet because they'll accuse you of stealing it.
Well, just tell them straight up, by the way, there's no money in it and I didn't take it. So here's your wallet.
Yeah, maybe if you address that at the beginning. Maybe that could be.
It's a bit of a stitch up. No, but you're a good guy, man. You're a good guy. Thank you. Thanks for your service, Chris.
Thank you very much. I like to service the public. And as usual, we like to service the public every week on the So Far So Good podcast. And that is all we have for this week's episode.
Exactly right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we hope to catch you next week.
Laters.
Goodbye.
Oh, that was perfect.
Dude, I don't know how you can tell because there's still a lag when I listen back.
Well, for me, it sounded perfect.
Okay. Like, when I line it up, it's all perfect. Like, I don't have to edit out any gaps. But when I clap and when I hear it through the headphones, there's, like, a split second.
So yours was a lag?
I always go by yours. As in, there's no lag with voices. It's the echo, maybe? I don't know. Who cares? It's all fine.
Oh, shiz to the net.
Bro, did you just say further or do again?
Further ado. Further ado. I think I said further ado, which is like, I don't know.
That's the right way, right?
Yeah, I just said it really fast, so it probably sounded a bit weird.
No, it's just, dude, I always remember it every time we do the intro. I'll always remember when you said that and then questioned yourself afterwards.
Dude, that's got to be a world record. That is our longest intro to date.
Yeah. Maybe say that. Say that when you welcome us back.
Alright. But they're going to hear this at the bloopers at the end anyway.
Yeah, true.
We'll say it again.
Alright, go.
Alright.
Exactly. Now,
moving on.
Yes. Hold on. Did you mean like moving on stories?
Well, unless you had something else to mention.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just going to wrap it up, so I'll just wrap it up then.
Yeah, go for it.